That's part of yoga. That's the first pose. Come back in. All right. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to introduce this concept this morning. We come to the mat to move ourselves, to feel ourselves, to be ourselves, and to honor this sacred geometry. Even as I put my arms out like this, it's the sacred geometry of our bodies. So relatively mirroring, the two sides mirror each other. And then we have this dissection, and these two sides, the top and the bottom half, look very, very different, but also mirror themselves. And so here's what I want to start with today, is that if you take your hands to let's start with just thinking about your throat and, the neck. So even just, hello neck, hello throat. And if we think of this as this great connector, that really, the throat connects even to the tops of the lungs, is part of the throat. And then we go all the way up to the jaw muscles, all the way up there, and then all the way up to the, through the length of the cervical spine to the back of your skull and connecting to the spine. So there's really a lot that happens in this little place. And it's so easy because the shoulders are so mobile to easily hold your head in a way that does not serve this sacred geometry balance. So, okay, so now we'll take your hands, find the base of your skull. So up, where the, it's kind of an indent. And then you're gonna find your, I wanna say cervical bones, but I'm not an anatomist. But up here, these on either side of, here's the spine coming up, the notch there, and then there's these two little bones here that you can, they're up higher, just at the base of the hairline almost. So just feel around there, find some bones. And then if we think about those two little bones here and how, your sit bones that you're sitting on, they're connected. They're almost like these bones. If you can lift up the back of imagine lifting them up and then drop down into the sit bones. So, okay, we're gonna feel that. So I'm sitting on a block. So take yourself, I'm pretty sure you're not sitting on a block. Find a block. You can even do 2 blocks if you need to sit on. And we'll start by sitting on blocks. And you can put them this way. Sometimes I've seen, we've done this before too, where it's a little bit of an angle. And then you sit here and the tush cheeks can be here. So whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna take one block, just sit on that block. And then find your sit bones. So you're sitting on a block, you can feel, even if you do a little bit of forward and back, find the sit bones. So once you find those, then just let your hands rest. I'm sitting in Virasana, you can sit cross-legged, sit bones are still there. And then just press into the block and feel that as if you can almost extend the back of the neck, like this, find this connection of the two. Just feel, you can close your eyes. And if you got that, if you think you've got it, what you're going to notice is maybe the chest lifts, the chin comes back, and you're just trying to line up those little bones at the back of your head with your sit bones. Just imagine you can do that, because you can. Just feel it. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. You're just exploring this great connection. And can I line up these little bones at the back of my skull to my sit bones and bring myself into my best alignment here at this moment, at this time. Okay, so let's just take 1 or 2 more moments. Notice if you're clenching anywhere. It's just bones. And of course, tendons, muscles, ligaments supporting the bones are involved, but just be with the bones here. Feel the sit bones on the block, that lengthening all the way up to these little sit bones at the base of your skull. Good. And then inhale. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart, and we bow the chin, but keeping that alignment as best as you can. Just feel in, let the jaw go. Feel yourself in the seat of the yogi, one who has come to simply be, to feel, to breathe, to move, to explore, to honor. And we'll call ourselves home 3 times. Let's begin with a nice big inhale. You can lengthen, lift your chin. Let that breath go completely. Inhale fully. And releasing your hands to your thighs. Stay with your eyes closed, your chin slightly bowed, and just be with these 2 places for just a few more moments. Just feeling that you can lengthen through the back body with this little lift of your chest. Feel the shoulders just surrendering. And then gently open your eyes. Okay, you can come off your block if you need to, or we stay on it. We're just gonna come to a side bend. So if you have an extra block, you could use that, or just put your right hand down on the floor, whatever you need to do. And we'll take the left arm, we're gonna reach it up, and just take it over. And then just be in this shape and just imagine, I can lengthen from the back of my skull all the way down to the sit bones. And you might notice you get a little bit of extra length. And then inhale, come up, lift both arms up. If you're using your block, just move it over and then put your left hand down. And we'll just take that same little side stretch. Right in the sit bones, anchoring into the block, back of the skull lining up with the back as much as you can. Here. Good, one more breath. And then release, come back, pause. We're going to take it to twist. So you might want to block behind you. You decide. You can take the left hand over and the right hand behind you. On the block or on the floor, lift yourself tall, feel the sit bones, and then turn from there. And it's going to do your best in this twist to still feel the contact of the sit bones into the block and trying to even them out. Okay, now stay here. Just turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And lining up, I'm going to say the sit bones at the back of the head, the sit bones at the base of your spine. Yeah, take one more moment. And then inhale as you are, and as you exhale, let your head just casually turn back to the right. Release your jaw. Good. Inhale. Bring it back to center. Just pause for a moment. And then we'll go right to the other side. So, okay, left hand goes behind you onto the block or the floor. Right hand across. Lengthen and turn. And then just put your mind in your sit bones there on your block. Just kind of came off the block. Adjust. And then stay here. But bring your head, turn your head back to look over your right shoulder. And then do your best in your mind's eye. Line up. Open the left shoulder a little bit. And then casually turn your head to the left. And just being in this place. Good. And then release. Take a moment. Okay. And then we're going to come into a downward facing dog. Okay, I'm going to put my blocks at the front of the mat. And if you need something for your knees, we'll place it. And spread the fingers, and then whenever you're ready, just press yourself up and back. And you know, all these principles, these things we've been kind of playing with, like anchoring the heels of the hands down and forward, and lengthening from the shoulders through the arms to the hands. And just being in your, you know, movement of your dog for a few moments, and then see, can I find that? Can I find that here where the sit bones and the sit bones of the head can line up and almost support each other? So now you know where your sit bones are. You're just sitting on them. Push them back. Even if you bend your knees, take them back. And you might even find if you lift them up, you know, some people need to lift them up, and some people need to just press them towards the space behind you. Just take 2 more breaths, just playing with this idea. And then we'll lower ourselves down and come into child's pose. And you have these blocks handy, so sometimes it's nice to put a block under your forehead, and that might give you more release in the low back area. The block can be any height. So if you like that, go ahead and put it in, and you just drop in. Allow yourself to be heavy. Well, I'm digging this block under the head, and we're going to roll the forehead now. So if you don't have a block, grab it, just place it. And then once you have that, let's say your third eye space resting on the block, if that happens there, then we're just going to turn the head gently side to side, just massage your forehead. And we'll just take 2 more breaths here. Okay, and release that block. Come out. Okay, come back up to your, or come up to your hands and your knees, and let's move to cat-cow. I'm going to tuck the toes under and just find a nice, happy place to be. Okay, let's start by dropping the tummy down, lifting the chin, and then just reverse. And as you move through cat-cow, put your mind into what the sit bones are doing and how the base of the skull is, you know, working together with that. They move in the same direction. Good. Okay, we're going to come into the cat portion. So where you're lifting your belly, your back up to the sky, tuck your tail down to the floor, drop your head, drop your jaw, and really let your head hang here as much as you can, almost like the crown of the head wants to drop to the floor, but the straight arms are going to support it. You might notice your chin is right on your chest. Okay, 1 more inhale. Now as you exhale, slowly move into the cow portion. So you're lifting the sit bones, lifting the head, and then anchor the hands, maybe the chest lifts. Maybe the eyes look up, and just be here. Soften your glutes. Good. Okay, so the toes are tucked under. I'm going to just walk the hands back. We're coming towards hips to heels. I'm going to sit. I'm going to take my arms off the floor, but if that's not your jam, just keep them down. Be here in this opening of the feet. Maybe let's roll the wrists a little bit, or shake them out. Yeah, whatever works. Good. Okay. And then we're going to come back to hands and knees. Good. Okay. So from here, I'm going to keep the toes tucked under. I'm going to bring the right hand just a little bit into center. And we'll lift the left arm up. And then we'll just sweep it under. We'll just do that 3 times. So you're just opening. Oh, I get some back cracks. That's nice. Yes. And then we'll just take it down. And as you bring it down, you know, your head can come down to the floor. I guess you could use a block. And then we'll take the right arm, and you're just going to stretch it forward. I'm just going to take that block out because that is not good for my earpiece. So this right arm is just going to stretch forward. And then, you know, here you're going to notice is the upper arm is right close to your ear. And maybe you roll yourself above that so that maybe the right arm or this left arm comes down a little bit without moving it. You're just moving your body. I'm just doing it a few times if you're not sure. And then just drop in. And really relax here. You know, let everything just kind of be. Okay, so I know for me, I'm kind of bowing in the low back. I'm just gonna make that low back as if it's a table. I'm drawing the low belly in a little bit. Take one more moment. Good. And then bring the right hand back in, anchor it, lift yourself back up, take that left arm up and just, oh, look how much higher it goes. Good. Okay, come back, wag your tail, little happy puppies. And then we'll do the second side. So the left hand comes into center, and you reach the right arm up as you inhale, and we'll just sweep it under. We'll do that 3 times. We're just moving with your breath. Good. And then we'll take the right arm underneath. The left arm can extend. And then you drop in. And maybe you move your body up a little bit so that this right arm kind of moves down more towards the chest. And then once you're here, just melt in. So you can let the left arm relax, right fingers relax. Again, I'm just going to draw my low belly in a little bit, just to support the low back. Breathe here. One more breath in. Breathe out. And then bring the left arm in. Lift that right arm up. Good. Come back. Put the tops of the feet on the floor. If you are using a blanket, you might walk your legs forward so that the whole shin is on the blanket and the tops of the feet. And then just come back and just sit for a moment. Go ahead and move your wrists if you need to, or your shoulders if you need to. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Okay, so we're going to come back to downward facing dog. Hands, take your time. Like, how can you be really strong here? You know, your dog, if you have one, but you've all seen, you know what, they're fully connected. Animals are fully connected in all 4, I want to say, but I'm just going to say paws, legs, fully connected. Feel that. And then see if you can find the sit bones to the base of the skull connection. So you can let your head hang. Take one more breath. And then walk your feet forward. Maybe they go halfway up your mat and they can go as wide as your mat. And you have the blocks there if you need them. We're just going to come to forward fold. And hands on the floor, the block, start to wave yourself side to side. Maybe you bend one knee as the other leg straightens. It's opening. And then coming into your version of forward fold. So hands on blocks or on the floor. And here, feel again, you know, you can even take your hands and find your sit bones. You feel them. You can start to lift them up a little bit. And then take your hands to the sit bones of the skull, the base of your skull. And you just press as if you're lengthening this back of your head. And just find that connection. You can release your hands once you've touched all these parts. Let the head go. Breathe. Good. Okay, and then bend your knees a lot. Place your forearms on your thighs like we do. And put the hands together. And we'll just take a few cat-cows here in this position. We'll look at your feet. Maybe you lift your toes. So you're using the feet. And maybe you can really feel as you do this, you know, when the sit bones tuck under, and you feel the feet really engage and the head is moving. Take one more. Good. Okay, and then from here, I'm just going to sit down a little more. I'm going to take the arms out to the side as you come up to standing. Touch the palms over your head, release the hands in front of your heart. And then release your arms, bring your legs into Tadasana. So you're standing, we're just standing there. Okay, and then once you're here, Now, just taking all of that in, just feel, this sit bones over heels. And then lining up the back of your head with that. Just take a few moments in this mountain pose. The legs are strong. Feel that heels, balls of the feet. Just sit bones dropping, like you're lengthening the spine and back of the skull lifting up. Okay, and then once you have that and you feel very stable, let's take it to tree pose. If you need a wall, you'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the hands in front of the heart. That's more challenging than hands on the hips. We'll start balancing on the right leg. And then just move into tree. You could keep the toes on the floor. Take your time. Such an important pose. My little sister used to brush her teeth like this. She probably still does. Just feel this connection. Okay, and then once you're in it, if you're stable, can you find, the evenness of the sit bones? So left sit bone might be lifting up. Can you find that as if both of them are aiming towards the the right heel? Lining up the back of your head. I'm going to take you off balance. Grow your tree when you're ready. Just be here. Nice, strong right leg, like a branch of a tree. One more breath. And then lovingly release, however you like to do that. And then just stand and come back to mountain pose. And line up as best as you can. Sit bones drawing towards the heels. Head drawing the two bones of the head, drawing towards the sit bones. Or lengthening away from the sit bones. But lining up. Okay, and then second side, so hands together. Do the left, standing on your left leg, nice and strong. Grow your tree as you're ready. And then find your stability. Find your sacred geometry. How can you line things up here? So even the wobbling, wobbly days, off balance days. When you do as much yoga as you guys, 3 times a week, consistent practice, or even if it's 2 or 1 time, then some days you can rock it and some days you roll it. Okay, find all of that, whatever connections are speaking to you right now, nice and strong. And then lovingly release that and come back to just standing there in your mountain pose. So feel the feet, the sit bones, back of the head. Good, okay. All right, so you can keep your feet as they are. If you need to step them apart a little bit, it's fine. We're just gonna take a side bend. So I'm gonna put the right hand on the right hip and reach the left arm up. And then just be in this lift for a moment and feel the connection all the way down the left side. And then the right side. And then start to crescent over. Just take it over, okay? And then notice here, if the hips are really jutting to the left, can you bring them back? So you're almost like in mountain pose from the hips down. One more breath. And then release, just drop your arms by your sides. Take a breath in, and let everything soften. And then find it from the feet, up through the legs, anchor the sit bones down towards the heels, and then you find that place in the skull. Okay, left hand to your left hip, reach the right arm up. And be in the lengthening and the drawing down, it's all there. And crescent over to the left. Okay, again, notice if you're jutting the hips out, bring them back. So that this is all happening more in the upper chest. And one more breath. And then release, come back to just being in your stand. Good, okay, I'm just gonna come back to my mat. Walk yourself to the front of your mat. Bring your hands together at your heart. Good, find your mountain pose. Drop your jaw, smile. Good, inhale as you are, lift your heart. Exhale, release your arms. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, open the arms and fold into your forward fold. Bring your blocks in. Good. Let's take a moment or two here. Just feeling all of these little places you're just waking up to. Let the head go as much as you can. And then we're going to anchor the hands into the blocks, whatever height you have them. Straighten your arms, lift your heart, and then lift your head. And in this pose, you can put the blocks higher if you need to. You can bend your knees if you need to. Find that connection. Press your sit bones back, lengthen through the back of your neck. You feel maybe the belly draw in, maybe the heart draw in. As if you can get so long here. And then don't lose the connection of the feet. Get one more breath. And exhale and fold and feel like it's like belly, chest, and then the head can drop. And we're just going to come up and down 2 more times. So you anchor the hands, straighten the arms, lift the heart, lift the head. And exhale and fold. It's like belly, heart, head. And one last time. Good. Okay, I'm just lowering my blocks to the second height. I'm going to keep the right foot where it is. Step the left foot all the way to the back. Find your lunge. Hello, lunge. All right, now I'm just taking that. I could say tailbone or sit bones. And I'm just going to lift and lower them a few times, almost like you're tucking and lifting. And then you're going to come to the lift. And then find that sit bones, head. Keep the left hand on the block. Take the right arm and reach it up. And then just be in this connection of all points. So both feet, both hands. And release. Good. Step the left foot forward, even if it's like 10 steps to get it there. Take the right foot back. And then we're here again. I'm just going to drop the tail and lift it up a few times, just tucking your tail, lift it up. And then you're going to lift it up. And it's the lift, extend through both legs. Yes, keep the right hand on the block, take the left arm, reach it up. And you're in this twist, and you're smiling. Even if it's not your jam, you're still smiling. One more breath. And then release. Good. Okay, I want to come to a wide-legged. I'm going to switch legs because I want to face you. You can bring your blocks in with you if you like. Just turn both feet. Yeah, so you can have blocks or no blocks. And then be in this like halfway we've been doing. So I'm just going to extend the sit bones back. I could say crown of the head forward, but it's more than that. It's lengthening the back of the neck. Press your thighs back. Now, I'm going to give you this instruction. I'm going to take the sit bones and I'm going to aim them towards their heels. You can do that. It may sound counterintuitive. And one more breath. Okay, and then release your torso down however you like. Maybe you like the blocks on the first height and the forearms on the blocks. You take your head down, hands down. And then again, I'm just going to find that connection here as best as I can. So the chin is tucked, the head is soft, lengthening through the back of the neck. One more breath. Okay, come back with maybe blocks, no blocks. Okay, I'm going to turn the right toes out a little bit and bend into the right knee. It's a little side lungy. And then I'm just going to switch. So we're just going to do that side to side. You just, that's it. So good. You can even turn your head to look at the straight leg as you do that and articulating your foot. Okay, I'm going to do the last one on each side. So I'm just doing the left side now. And we'll come back to center. Now I'm just going to put one block right underneath my face. Put the left hand on the block. Right hand to your right hip. Push the left hand down. Lift your heart. Start to turn. You can put that right hand on your sacrum. Just open. And if it feels good to lift the arm up, do that. And I can feel in my body that both sit bones are aiming towards the right heel now. So I'm going to do my best to bring in some balance. That means the head has to come back. Good. Release. Switch hands. Take the left hand to your hip. And then press into the right hand to lengthen, lift the chest. Start to turn, left hand will come to the sacrum. Okay, now I'm going to try and balance as best as I can back there. And take the left arm up. It's a lot of work. If you feel like you're doing a lot of work in this, you are. Get one more breath. And release. Good. Come back to your center. I'm on both blocks again. And I'm just going to do this little bendy thing again. Maybe you turn the foot, maybe not. Good. Okay. Come to center. You can heel toe your feet or give them a little jump and bring them together. And then I'll just move the blocks back either side of the front of the mat, and we'll come back to a downward facing dog. Okay. I'm gonna bring the big toes to touch and lift the right leg up. Just stretch it back. Push out through the heel. Feel that the sit bones are aiming towards that leg. Let the head go, and then switch. Lift the left leg up. Open. Good. Come down to child's pose. This time I'm going to bring the knees together, tops of the feet down. Again, you might want to put a block underneath your forehead if you like that. And then just release. I'm just turning my palms up. Let the hands rest. And feel the energy in the soles of your feet and in your palms from all of that connecting to the earth. And then one more breath. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to come back to sit. I'm going to sit on the block again. This time I'm going to sit cross-legged. And if you want a blanket for underneath your feet, you can just put it there just to make it look fancy. And just sit on your block. We're going to come back to twist. Okay, so you find this for yourself. Maybe legs out, legs in. Find your sit bones on the block. Yes. And then once you're here, bring your hands together, interlace. We're going to lift up. Okay, now I'm going to line up. So here, a tendency might be to kind of tuck forward. Feel the sit bones, anchor, and then imagine you can line up back of the skull. And you might find you might need to bring your arms forward a little bit just to get the shoulders to relax. And then you can take them back. Okay, and then once you feel, oh yeah, I got this, or I don't have this, but I'm doing my best, then just lift your eyes up to the sky. This pose here, not easy, right? It looks easy. And then release, and just come to rest for a moment. Let your arms rest, palms up. Okay, feel this lengthening. Now I'm just going to keep all that length as I let the chin drop, jaw drop. You might feel the shoulders kind of release. The shoulders, this whole girdle, really holds up the neck a lot. It does a lot of work, and that's why we get so tight here. There's so much that happens through the flow of the neck, just like the flow of the wrists and the flow of the ankles. Okay, I'm going to release the hands, change the cross of the legs, and then we'll do the second side, same pose. So hands together, opposite interlace, lengthen, really like this is your chance to get long. Feel your sit bones into the block. And then you anchor, find the back of the skull. For me, I know I'm a forward head motioner, so a lot of work here. And then come to that place where you feel like from the skull to the spine, through the spine to the base is supported. And then the arms can just go, oh, okay. Shoulders can relax. The lift is happening through the length of the spine, from the sit bones to the base of the skull. And turn your eyes up, let the jaw go. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Feel the whole back body. And release. Yes, and just come to rest for a moment. Good, okay. All right. Then stretch the legs out, move your little feet around, and then we're going to come onto the back. And I'm going to keep these blocks on either side. We can put a blanket for your head, and you don't really need anything else, but if you like to lie on something, I have this little cushion here, or you add your heating pad now, and then come to lie down. Okay, and we'll take this block, one block that you have here, and just put it underneath your head so that You're going to find as best as you can that the edge of the block is resting at the base of the hairline. You know, sometimes we turn the block up and really put it there. You can do that, or you can keep it on the first height. But let the back of your neck be free. So just find that freedom for the back of the neck. And then open your arms out to the side. Legs can be straight or bent, whatever you prefer. And just put your mind into the back of the neck. So you might move the block out a little bit, you know, if you feel like it's inhibiting this back of the neck to be free. Good. And then even here, as you are, you know where your sit bones are. And you imagine the sit bones are pressing to the back of your mat. And you might notice the little belly tuck in a little bit. But don't let the tailbone lift. Just feel that. And if you can't get it, it's okay. You're still benefiting. Okay, we'll take a nice big breath in. Side out. And then pick your head up off the block. And now the front of the throat is going to engage. And as you lift the head up, you know, it's lifted off the block. Soften through the back of the neck. Can you make that longer? So you might feel the front of the throat is almost, you know, the muscles of the throat are engaging. Drop your jaw, let the shoulders relax. So it's work, you know, the head is lifted, chin is coming in, just lengthening the back of the neck. And then keep the head lifted, just turn it to the right and put the head back down on the block. And then let the jaw go. Turn your head a little more if it's there. Soften your eyes. Soften through the left side of the neck. Okay. Soften. I'm going to say it all again. Left shoulder, top of the left shoulder drops. And even feel like maybe the whole left side of your body, right to the sit bone, is just releasing a little bit here. Okay, now you're going to pick your head up again. So using the neck muscles, you're going to turn your head so it's back to, you know, where it is. So you just lift, it's like you just lifted your head off the block. So you're lengthening through the back of the neck. The front of the throat is engaged. You might even notice the front of the body is kind of helping. And then turn your head so it's lifted. You're turning it to the left and then lowering it down. And then just be there as best as you can. You know, if you feel a little bit of pressure from the block, that's good. And you melt to the right side really consciously. Let the jaw go. Drop into the right side of the neck, right side of the shoulder. Just keep reminding yourself, soften the right side. And you might feel that go all the way down, right to the right sit bone. Good. Okay, really relax. One more breath. And then again, you're just going to pick your head up, turn it back to center, and hold it there. Lengthen through the back of the neck. You can do it. You can do it. One more breath. Okay, lower your head back down. Good. Okay. You're welcome to stay on the block. You can take it out if you like. I think I'm going to stay on the block. I'm going to bring the right knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers. Just hug it in. Okay. Now I'm using this block, but I'm going to just move it away a little bit so I'm more on the, like, close to that bone area that we've been talking about. And then just be here. If you want to straighten your left leg, go ahead. Just gently drawing this right thigh in. Okay, now feel into the right sit bone. And imagine you can lengthen this right sit bone, you know, back to the back of your mat. And, you know, if you get that lengthening, you might even feel like the low back kind of engages more to the floor. And lengthening in your mind's eye, or really doing it through this right side occipital bone and your base of your skull. One more moment, soften the shoulders. And then now you're going to release the right leg. Keep your hands clasped, just drop them onto your body. Let the right leg come out. Okay, your head is, if it's on the block or not, whatever it is, just gently turn your head side to side. Like at the very beginning, we just massaged the forehead. Now we're just turning the head side to side. And hopefully the block is in a place where you can feel these bony protuberances at the base of your skull. Good. Bring your head back to your center. Do what you got to do to align. And then change the interlace of your fingers. Bring the left knee in and pop your hands over top. And just be here for a few moments. You can rock it in and out. And then once you settle, you let the shoulders drop. Find that left sit bone and anchor it towards the base of your mat without letting the thigh pop forward if you can. Now I'm also going to put my mind into my head, into the left occipital bone, and just see, can I lengthen the two away from each other? You might even feel like they're almost hugging towards each other. Both are right. And you can play with that a little bit, this hugging in and extending. Okay, let's just take 2 more breaths, let your shoulders go. And then release the left leg, keep the hands interlaced, just pop them onto your body somewhere. I'm just gonna move the block away a little bit. And then again, just start to turn your head gently side to side. Good, okay. Come to your center, release your hands. Let's take the block out. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna bend just the right leg, and the left leg, it can be bent too, but it's straight. Let's take the arms out to the side and turn the palms down. Now press into your right foot, roll onto your left side, and we're gonna take this right arm. You're gonna bend the elbow, bring the back of the left hand underneath you. So the palm is down, and then roll yourself onto this hand. Okay, now that might be perfect for you, but if you can go more, you might bend the left leg, lift your hips, and then just slide this arm more underneath you. And the palm, the hand can face up towards the left shoulder, it can go down. Okay, and then lower yourself. Once you've found that place of a little bit of discomfort, you can widen your feet, let the knees come together, or straighten your legs. Okay, I'm going to turn the left palm up. You might take this left hand over. Let's massage this right side of the shoulder, the neck. You can even take the heel or the palm of your left hand and just push into your right shoulder a little bit. Okay, and then we'll take that left arm back out. Maybe you bend at the elbow, and we're going to take the left hand behind the head, and you're holding your head, or the crook of the elbow to rest the head in. Okay, we're going to make this a little deeper. So I'm just taking the right hand up towards the left shoulder. And here's the pose, friends. So, okay, once you're here, notice if the hips have kind of gone off balance. So maybe they're a little bit heavier on the left side. You can pick them up and just shift them. Find the sit bones in the crown or the back of the neck connection here. So if you can find that, you're going to feel that the chest is going to push a little bit more into this arm. So just lengthening through the back body. Soften the right shoulder. Soften your jaw. Let's just take maybe 3 more breaths. And if you want to release all that effort and just be here, that's fine too. Really melt, melt, melt. Good. And then we'll release from this. So just release your arms, take them back out to the sides. And lengthen your legs or keep them bent. Good. Yeah. Before we do the second side, just feel maybe the whole back body resting on the earth. And then we'll go second side. So last time I had one leg straight, one leg bent. I'm just gonna have both legs bent. You roll over to your right side, turn the left palm down and bring it underneath you. And then roll onto your back. And then if you want to go deeper, you lift the hips, move that arm in a little bit. The hand can tilt up or down. Okay, once you come down, just enjoy this for a few moments. And then the right palm facing up, you can bring that to just support the head, or crook of the elbow supports the head. And then, okay, I'll take a few moments here, just let everything settle. Oh, I didn't massage the, okay, we'll do that when we come out. Okay, I'm just gonna play with that lengthening from the sit bones to the base of the skull. And then once I feel, oh yeah, okay, I'm really connecting to the back body, and I might anchor more into this arm, or you can just relax here. The work is happening. The effort you put in is just the effort you put in at this moment. Okay, soften the left shoulder a little bit more. Your jaw a little more. Notice if the hips are unbalanced. Do what you can to bring in some balance. Okay, I'm going to keep the left arm where it is. I'm just going to sneak the right arm out and then take the right arm across to do some massaging and loving up, and even just feeling what happens. Oh, I feel you tight shoulder, or tight side of your neck, or whatever you notice. Good. Okay. And then I'll sweep that right arm out, lift the hips, sneak the left arm out. Be here for a moment. Okay. All right. Next pose, we're going to use a strap. And so we're going to come up. I need to come up to get it. So I'm going to take this time to rock and roll a little bit. So bring the knees in and just rock and roll, or just roll yourself over and grab your strap. And then once you have your strap, make a nice big loop. Oh, this is a little baby straps. I'll take a bigger one. Make a nice big loop. And so I just have this blanket underneath my head. Okay, you got your strap. Once you make your loop, we're going to put the strap over the feet, and the buckle is going to be not near feet and not near head. And we're going to tuck this underneath like we've done. Okay, if your legs stay bent because you have a little strap, great. If they straighten, great. Whichever one, you're going to take that strap down, find those little bones, and then we're just going to push the feet in so it lifts the back of the neck, gets long. Let your arms just rest, and then you find your happy place. So I'm doing it with my knees bent a lot, very happy. Straighten the legs, a little bit more effort. But whichever one, this is really about just getting the back of the neck long. And then once you feel I've got that, the feet are holding the head up, you keep that and you let the back of the neck melt, back of the shoulders melt, jaw relax, arms relax. Just keep pressing the feet in. The head can resist a little bit, or it can rest. You're going to feel. You can even play a little bit. If you lift and lower your feet just a little bit, as you bring the heels in a little closer, you get a little more. Just play. Find that place. How can you get the most out of this? Dropping through the back of the neck, the shoulders, the jaw, the tongue. Okay, one more breath in. Take your hands, grab the strap, release the head first. Let the head relax. And then we have this loop, so let's use that. I'm just going to open the legs wide. Let the strap be as wide as it is. Take your arms out. Just drop. Just move your legs side to side a little bit. Good. Okay. All right. I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to take my hands. Maybe you grab both straps and you just pull it down, or you grab one. I have the buckle here, so I'm just going to move them out of the way. And I'm going to take that strap back behind the head. So now I'm in like and your feet might come together. It might be a more of a Uttanasana or a happy baby, or you're just holding both straps and pulling down into a happy baby. And just kind of decide what pretzel do you want to be in right now. And then Anchoring the feet into the strap. Let the knees drop out. You can even hug the knees back in, you know, they're gonna open, but maybe you're engaging that. Okay, now I'm just gonna push one foot away. It's gonna turn my head and then the other one away. We're just playing, friends. You're just being playful in your little pretzel. One more moment. And then take your hands, grab the strap, release your head, take the legs up, and I'm just gonna hold the strap here and let the legs kind of drop down, and then we'll just do a little bit of, you know, just forward and back. You can take your arms inside the strap. Sometimes that's nice. So I've got the palms together. I'm just doing a little bit of this playful place here. Good. Okay, and then we'll bring it to release the strap, take the feet to the floor, and strap out of the way. We're going to come to twist before we move to Shavasana. And I'm going to extend the right leg, put the left foot on top of the right thigh. You can turn your palms down if you like. Inhale, and then exhale, roll to the right and roll back. Just roll side to side for a few moments. And then we'll come to rest in this twist. So you need to bend the right leg and pop knee over knee, that's fine. Turn your palms up. You can even take this left leg out. And then I'm going to lift my head, turn it to the left. Of course, I'm going to play with the sit bones extending towards their heels in some way. One more breath in. Sigh it out. And then bring yourself back to your center. Okay, realign. Extend the left leg, put the right foot on top of this left thigh, and then exhale, roll to the left. We'll just roll back and forth a few times, just waking up, massaging this part of your spine. And the next time you come over to the left side, adjust for whatever you need. I'm just going to pop this right leg out to the side. And pressing out through the sit bones and lengthening through the back of the neck. Pick your head up, turn it. Whatever you need here, if that's just to be, just be. Beautiful, one more breath. All right. And then bring yourself back, and here's where we can set up for Shavasana. I'm going to take legs up the wall. If that's interesting for you, then join me. Otherwise, just set yourself up for whatever you need to rest. Okay. I'll bring this blanket back. Put the heating pad on it. This could be a thing, you know. I've never seen anyone else do heating pad yoga. Only happens if you're doing it at home. Okay, whatever works. You find your place where you can just let the body absorb everything. Oh, you build the legs in. Just for support. Well, if you're belting, I'm just belting around the center of the shins. Oh. Good. And just release all of that valuable information that's locked into your powers of knowledge and awareness. In yoga, one of the principles is svadhyaya. Such a great word, svadhyaya. And, loosely translated as self-study. This great gift of practice to study our own anatomy and notice, sometimes, oh, why do I have pain in my hip? And then you come to yoga and you start to move and you're like, oh, everything's tight on the right side. All this awakening. Now we just let it circulate and be absorbed. Let everything go. Be in your soft, Shavasana. back of your neck, sides of your neck. Be soft. Just feel the whole back line, the base of the skull, all along the spine, from the cervical spine, thoracic, lumbar, right down to the tailbone and the sit bones. Just feel it rest into the body. From this place of softening, of releasing, of dropping in, you'll start to gently and slowly awaken. And if you're just falling in and you're like, oh, I don't want to leave yet, then don't. You know, it's such a great gift we give ourselves to just simply be. To take Shavasana, I love to remind you, it's the hardest pose. And if you can remember when you maybe the first time you did it, what is this? And that's what makes it so valuable, is that exploration. So take your time. Even take your time as you come out of it. So you're savoring, honoring. We don't honor rest enough in this culture. Yeah, if you live with animals, they rest a lot, naturally and innately. We are not the same, but yet, our culture doesn't value it. So even as you bring yourself to come up to sitting, you're still in this restful state. You're savoring. You really take your time, friends. Nothing to do once you get here, but just be. Take your time. Feel into this sacred connection. These two little bones mimicking the sit bones. And can you align them up in your seat here? Whenever you're ready, when you exhale, bring your hands together at your heart and bow your chin and just honor all that you are at this moment right now. And this great gift of healing. Yoga is a healing practice. Okay, I feel before we move in, I just want to take a little bow. So I'm just going to fold forward, release the hands to the floor, take a little dropping in as I honor this practice and honor each other. And then we'll come back up and seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra. And then inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. And let's seal that for each other with an Om. Inhale. Bow your chin and breathe your breath into your hands and really put in here whatever it is you need right now. And then open your eyes and offer this to yourself, and then we'll offer it to each other, because what you need, we all need. And then bring it on back. With so much love. Mwah, mwah. Healthy, 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 happy. So much love, my friends. Thank you. Thank you for playing yoga with me today. Enjoy the rest of this sunny day. Mwah. So much love for all of you. See you guys soon.